Good morning, friends. Hope you all are doing well. Today, I have brought a brand new video on SAP Finance Master Data components. This is with regard to General Ledger, accounts receivable, accounts payable, and asset accounting. But here I am basically covering GL accounts, customers, vendors, business partners, and asset master. Only these five master data components from the SAP Finance perspective I am going to discuss in detail, but then only for the component level. Not every screen and every tab will be discussed in a very detailed manner. So before I proceed further, it is my humble request to all of you that kindly like this video, subscribe this YouTube channel, share this video in your network. Let everybody learn, let everybody understand, let everybody prepared better for the upcoming interview, and let us help each other by sharing these kind of knowledgeable contents. Now let's move further. So as I said, these are the topics or nothing but contents which we are going to discuss. What is a master data we will understand, GL master we will see customer master, vendor master, asset master, business partner, and based on my experience during the interview sessions as a panel member, I have observed certain things which I would like to point over here, which will be useful for all, and then finally we will conclude this video on with conclusion. And another interesting point what I would like to say here is we will see the screenshots not just from the ECC system, but we will also see the screenshots directly in the S4HANA 2022 system, and that will also tell us that what all the differences are there. Though we are not going to discuss those differences in detail, for that I will be creating a separate set of videos which will be exclusively catering to the differences between ECC and S4HANA system. There are quite a lot, actually, quite a lot. So that we will be discussing in a separate video, not as a part of this video. Let's take it forward. So what is a master data in SAP FI or SAP Finance? So master data refers to the fundamental core information about business entities like customers, vendors, assets, GL account, business partners in S4 HANA system, and similarly in the ECC system as well, that are used to record and categorize financial transactions, ensuring accurate reporting and analysis within the SAP system. Essentially, it is the foundational data needed to process financial transactions, including details like company codes, chart of accounts, and other relevant details. The interesting part about the master data is people or the business users or the client usually do not make frequent changes in the master data. Usually it remains consistent over a period of time. Only if something need to be modified based on the business requirement, then only people make some changes. Or just to give you an example, if I ask you, do you change your bank accounts daily? Your answer will be no. You change your bank accounts only once in a blue moon, or only if needed, not otherwise. So bank data also is kind of master data for you. This I just gave from the example perspective. Banking part we are not going to discuss as part of this video. So in a simple manner, let me tell you what master data is all about. Remember one thing, in SAP we have various kinds of data. First is our configuration level, all the settings and data what we have. Then we have master data, and then we have the transaction data. This master data is sitting in between the SAP settings data and your transaction data, business transaction data. I mean F-02, FB50, FB70, F-90, and obviously there are too many transactions. Remember one thing, without master data, it is not possible to post even a single transaction data. So, in order to make an entry into the respective GL accounts, the existence of the GL account is a must. Otherwise, you will get an error. So, simply saying, transaction data is completely dependent on the master data. Without master data, it is not possible to post any kind of transaction data across systems anywhere. Does not matter where it is. You cannot post. Be very clear about it. Many people are not even clear about these things also is what I have seen. I regularly take part into various kind of interview sessions, and when I ask people, they struggle to clarify these things also sometimes. Let's move further. Now, coming to the GL master. So, GL master is the master record which records financial transactions in the SAP system. It defines how the business transactions are posted to the GL accounts and how the posting data is processed. Remember, your GL master is made of two components or two parts or two different areas, two different items coming together is what making your GL account. Now you will ask, what are those two areas, two components, two parts? First is your chart of account and second is your company code data. So two parts, chart of account data, company code data. Again, the differentiation is chart of account data is defined at the client level and company code data is defined at the company code level. That simply means, suppose you have 5 company codes and you are using a single chart of account, all 5 company codes can have a different set of company code data, and it is very much possible, it is very much acceptable with just single chart of account, because chart of account is a client level, so that can be used by multiple company codes within the system. And to make one account complete, you need both components. If you have only chart of account data and you don't have company code data, that means that account is incomplete. That account is incomplete. And directly, if you want to create only the company code segment of the data, then that is not possible. If you want to give a try, you try creating only the company code data of any GL account. System will not let you create that. You will have to provide chart of account details as well. Let's see some screenshots. As you can see over here, and remember, whatever screenshots here I am showing you, it is from the ECC system, SAP ECC system. So this is your chart of account data as I was telling you. So this contains only the chart of account data, your type and description, keywords and information, and whatever is you can see over here is all your chart of account data. If you come to the right hand side, then you can see the company code data. So company code data will contain your control data, create bank interest and information. This entire thing will be part of your company code data in the ECC system. Now let's move to the next screen. If you see, this is your complete GL master, FS00 in the ECC system, and it combines both your chart of account also and your company code data as well, as you can see. So type and description will go for chart of account, control data and bank interest. These two will go to the company code. This one also will go to the COCD, nothing but company code, key translation, and these two. keywords and other things, these two will go for your chart of account data. I hope this point is clear to you all. Let's move further. Now we have come to the customer master. So customers are the ones who places their orders for any kind of goods or services with the company, and then after receiving those goods and services, they make the payment for the products and services they have bought from the company. So basically they are the ones which gives the revenue to the company. So customer master data in S4HANA is information about the customers that buy goods or services from a company. This data is stored in individual customer master records. Now this customer master data has total 3 parts or 3 components. Very specific, 3 parts and 3 components. You have general data, you have company code data, and then you also have the sales area data. So your general data is defined again at the client level. That means this general data can be used across multiple company codes for the same customer. Then we have company code data. Again, as you know, one customer can be extended to the multiple company codes, but company code data can be different because it is defined again at the company code level. Now coming to the sales area data. So sales area data is basically your data which comes from your SD module. This data is usually maintained by the people belongs to the SD module, SD team. They fill up all this data, and that will have all the relevant data with regard to the SD part like sales area and other related information. So let us see in the screenshots in the ECC how it looks like. Let's move further. As you can see, this is part of your general data. So it will have address, control data, payment transactions, marketing, all this information you will have for the customer. Now for the company code data, you will have your recon account and lot of other information like payment transactions and correspondence. All these fall under your company code data. Now moving next, for the sales area data, as I was talking about in my previous slide, as you can see, we have sales org, we have distribution channel, we have division, we have sales district, sales office, sales group, currency, and so on. We have a lot of things basically in that. But then as you can see on the heading, this is the display sales area data. In this screen itself, you see this is your general data tab, this is your company code data tab, and this is your sales area tab. All the three you can see by clicking in these screens, and you can go to the respective screens to see. The only thing which you have to keep in mind is your general data is defined at the client level, company code data is defined at the client level, and your sales area data is defined at the sales org level. Sales org level, which is also is the org structure of the SD module. That is part of the org structure of the SD module. Let's move further. Now coming to the vendor master. So vendor master data in SAP S4HANA is the information about vendors that supply to a company. This data is stored in the individual vendor master records. And remember, this vendor master record also has 3 components: general data, company code data, and purchase org data. 3 components. Again, general data is defined at the client level, company code data is defined at the company code level, purchase org data is defined at the purchase org level, and that is part of your SAP MM module. Now let's see screenshots. Vendor master general data. As you can see, this is the general data. So this has the address component, then we have control component. Remember, both are part of your general data only. Moving to the next slide. This also payment transactions comes under your general data itself. These 3 components will come under your general data. Moving next, now we can see the company code data. In company code data, what we will see is our recon account and all other relevant details, previous account number, then payment transactions like terms of payment, tolerance and related payment methods. Then this both falls under your company code data. We have one more which is called as correspondence. So this also comes under your company code data itself. So total three screens comes for company code data for the vendor master. Moving next, now coming to the purchase org data. So vendor master data with regard to the purchase org component will have purchasing data like this. It will also have partner functions and all the relevant details are from the side are filled over here. Kindly remember that part. Many a times when I ask these questions, people are clueless about it, particularly the freshers. They don't have any update how the data is coming up from the system, from where and how. Please make sure that you are aware what all components are there and what component is defined at what level in the SAP system. Moving next, now coming to the asset master. Asset master data refers to a centralized collection of key information about a fixed asset. As you can see at the right hand bottom, we have land, we have building, we have factories, we have furniture, we have equipment, and then there can be so many more varieties. So it includes the details like asset class, description, acquisition cost, depreciation key, location, and any time dependent data like cost center assignments, allowing the comprehensive management and tracking of the asset throughout the life cycle within the SAP system. So in detail, asset master contains all these items in a asset master record. An asset master record is made of two components. Basically, it has two parts, two segments, or whatever way you explain, it has two. The two parts are, one first part is called as asset class, which is defined at the client level, and then next part is called as chart of depreciation, which gives you the depreciation area related details. This one is exclusively defined at the country level. Remember, this is not at the client level, it is at the country level and being extended to the company code, and that is how it works. So whenever you create an asset master, you are going to fill up those two components. Asset class is at the client level, chart of depreciation at the country level, extended to the company code level. Definition is at the country level, connection to the company code level. Now let's see in the screenshots. As you can see, we have asset master data. So this is what you can see, the highlighted ones. Remember, this I have taken from different systems. So it doesn't have all the components. Usually you will see many more tabs. Here it has less number of tabs. But whatever you can see, these three are all part of your asset master data. And whatever you can see, the depreciation areas on the right hand side, this one, this is all coming from your chart of depreciation, nothing but your COD. Moving next, coming to the business partner. So in SAP S4HANA system, a business partner is essentially a single entry point to manage all customers and vendor data, allowing you to maintain multiple addresses and roles for a single entity, effectively combining customer and vendor master data under one umbrella. That means from a single screen, you can manage customers, vendors, and whatever other different roles, if at all you have, you can manage those things as well. So business partner is a unified representation of a company or individual with whom your business interacts, regardless of whether they are a customer or a supplier or both. Sometimes you might get confused. How come a customer will become a vendor or how come a vendor will become a customer, but in real time it can happen sometimes, and if it happens, that also can be managed through this business partner functionality, and that's what I mean by that. Now, and one very important thing over here is this business partner concept is a mandatory concept in S4 HANA system. It is not mandatory in the ECC system, but it is definitely mandatory in the S4 HANA system. Moving next. Now we will see the system demo of all the master data, that means GL account, customers, vendors, and asset accounting, and business partner, of course. All the five we will see in the S4 HANA 2022 system now. So let's move into that. Now coming to the SAP screen, this is the dummy system. First, let us see whether it is a HANA system or not. If you see here also down, you have S4 HANA 2022 system, but still let me just show you to have you to give you more confidence that yes, this is S4 HANA system only. So this will tell you what all things it has. If you see, everything is all related to S4 HANA. So 2022 version, theory, foundation, and all about HANA and HANA only. Now let me close this up. Now we will see one by one all the five components: GL, customers, vendors, assets, and then business partner. Remember, customer, vendor, and business partner will come together basically. We will see. But all component wise, which is coming under your general data, which is coming under your company code data, which is coming under your purchase org data or the sales org data, those things we will see in business partner. First, let us start with FS00, nothing but our GL account. So let me type it here, FS00. If we come over here, I have just opened it up, and suppose I am taking example of rent account. Can you see? And remember, this has all components. If you see how many components it has, so it has in total all the 6 components. So this type and description is part of your chart of account level. Your control, it has so many things, and this create bank details. These two goes to the company code data, keywords, and information at chart of account level. These two goes to your, remember this, chart of account level. So these two will go for your chart of account data, and then finally this one will come under again your company code data. As you can see, everything is being given over here. Controlling area is this is your country, this is chart of account, this is your username, and this is the date on which it is created. So put together, all these things are covered in your FS00 screen. I have shown you all the screens of your GL master data. Now let's move on to the customers, vendors, and business partners. Let's go one by one, and let me start with the BP. Remember, in S4 HANA system, just one transaction will give you access to all the things, and that transaction name is called as BP. It is not British Petroleum, don't get confused. It is BP, only 2 alpha, and that is a T code, only 2 characters, BP. So BP, enter, it will bring you into this particular screen. Now first understand just one thing, that in business partner everything is driven by a role assigned to the business partner. For everything there is a specific role which is assigned to the business partner, and that generates the different kind of screen and different kind of details for any business partner in the SAP system. So let me show you how it looks like. First I will go to the general data. Can you see business partner general? So let me open up with this. If you can see this component, you can consider it as the business partner general data, and it is also defined at the client level. General data is always defined at the client level. Please keep this in mind always at any given point of time. Do not have any kind of confusion or doubt about it. If you want to verify, please go ahead and check it up in the system as well, no problem. So from the business partner perspective, which I was talking in my slides, so this is your business partner screen and this is your general data. So you can have address overview like this, then we have identification, we have control tab, we have payment transactions, we have status, we have where used list, additional text, and then we have technical identification tab as well. So basically business partner has many more tabs when compared to your customer vendor in the ECC system. S4HANA gives you more flexibility and more fields so that you can meet your business requirements in a much better way. Now general data we have already seen. Now let's go to the customer side. So we will see all the three areas. General data now we have already seen. Remember, general data is not going to change. This will remain as it is. We will see from the customer side only two components now, the company code data and the sales area data. Only these two components with regard to the customer is what we are going to see in this particular business part. So let's see. So we will select first the company code data, customer financial account. If you can see here, this alone has so many fields, rather I will say so many tabs, and each tab has a specific meaning to it. Look and feel all will get changed. Some of the details will be duplicated, but then this is how the system is, and it contains all the relevant data whatever you need. If you want to see how many details are there, so these many tabs this customer data particularly has. Okay, now let's see in the company code side. We have come to see the company codes data. So let's click on this company code part, and when you go to the company code part, then you will see these many tabs along with your reconciliation account. Then you have payment transactions, you have correspondence, then you have insurance, you have status, you have withholding tax, you have tax, you have customers country specific enhancement if any. So all these things will come under your company code data in the SAP system with regard to the business partner. Now let us change the role and let us see the sales area data. So now we will go to this customer. Remember, these are all standard roles. If you see here, FLCU00, FLCU01, these are all standard roles given by the SAP system. Now let's go to the customer one. If you see here, this also has so many different tabs. You want to see how many tabs it has, you click over there. All these are different tabs available in this screen. Now we want to see the sales area data, so we have to go on the top and click on the sales and distribution. Once you click it, it will take you to the sales area data. If you see the sales area, you have sales org, you have distribution channel, you have division, all the three sitting over here, and then you have these many tabs to be filled up. If you just drag it, you will have a lot of other details also to check it up in the system. It has literally quite a lot, and the usage of all these things are purely driven by the business requirement. Some of the fields will be mandatory and some of the fields will be optional by nature, and that also can be modified based on the requirement. So from the customer side, we have seen all the three. General data we have already seen, then we have seen the company code data, and we have also seen the sales area data. Now let's move on to the vendor side. So again we will go to the display in BP role, and now we will pick it up. Since this is a dummy system, some of the person has basically changed the name of the role, and that is why it is written as Akash domestic over here. Don't get confused with it. In the real time system you will not get these kind of names. So let's first click on this particular role. Remember, general data is same. Now we will see the vendor master company code data with regard to the business partner. So this is the general part of it, and that has also again the lot of data into it for the from the vendor side. This will form your vendor general data. This one, the one which you can see, and you can see how many tabs it has. These many tabs it has along with the address component. Now for the company code data, you have to just click on this company code and it will take you to the company code data. So you have reconciliation account, you have then payment transactions, then you have correspondence, status, withholding tax, text, and vendor specific enhancement if any, or exemption if any. All these things are part of your company code data. If you can see on the top, company code. So this is all your company code data, and now we will go to the purchase org data for the same business partner with regard to the vendor by changing the row. So we will take this VN001. Now we will go to the role FLVN01 supplier AK. In this screen you can see the general data about the vendor, as I have shown you in the previous screen as well. Now we will see the purchase order data, which is important for us. Click on this purchasing tab, purchasing radio button. It will show you then all the relevant details with regard to the purchase order details. If you can see the purchase order data, and this comes from your SAP MM side. Please remember that this comes from the SAP MM side. The sales area details were coming from the SD module. Purchasing or details will come from the MM module, and it has lot of fields. If you can see at the bottom, it has literally too many fields and various tabs as well. If you can see over here, let me just show you one by one, just to give you a brief highlight of it. And this is your entirely your purchase order data. If you want to go back to the general data once again, just click on the general data. It will take you to the general data side. This is your general data for the vendor. Now we have already seen GL account, we have also seen business partner, we have seen customer, all the three segments, vendor, all the three segments, business partner we have already covered. Now we will see the asset master in the S4 system. Now we have come to the transaction code called as AS03. In this we will see the asset master data. So let's press enter. Here you can see it has again various tabs. General tab, we have time dependent tab, we have assignments tab, we have origin tab, we have, and we also have depreciation area tab. Remember, it is a dummy system. It can have many more tabs as well depending on how the settings are made in the asset accounting in the S4HANA system. Please keep that point in mind. Asset master is made of two components, asset class and chart of depreciation, as I have discussed in the slides. Here we will see what comes under asset class level and what comes under depreciation area level or chart of depreciation level. So whatever you see the depreciation area, this particular last tab, this comes from the chart of depreciation, which is defined at the country level. Asset class is defined at the client level, and the first four tabs comes from the asset class only. Hope this point is clear to you all. Now we will go back to our slides. As part of the system demo, we have seen how the GL account will look like in FS00 in S4 system. We have seen how business partner will look like, how customer master will look like, vendor master will look like, and asset master will look like. And we have also seen all the components as well. So please remember these things, and if you want to verify, you can also check it up with yourself in the dummy system, and if you are a working consultant, you can check it in the live system as well. Moving next. Now this is very important slide. My personal observation during the interview process is what I have seen. People up to 3-4 years of experience also, who has worked also, are not able to answer these some of the very basic questions. Because what is component, what is segment, what is parts, people don't know. I am actually surprised whether they are working on the system and they are not aware what is parts or components or segments. So you need to understand customer master data 2 parts, vendor master data 3 parts, customer master data again 3 parts. Business partner has too many parts because that business partner can play many roles. Depending on which role you assign, accordingly it will show you the screen. If you are using BP only for the customers, then also it will have 3 parts. If you are using it as a vendor also, another 2 parts will get added up, and if you are using for some other role as well, then that can also change accordingly depending on how you are going to use it. And asset master again 2 parts, asset class and chart of depreciation. And if you are really prepared in a better way, and if you are able to answer these questions in a better way, your chances of getting selected will be more. Otherwise it will be less. So my suggestion, particularly to the freshers and sometimes even people with few years of experience who doesn't have clarity about all these concepts, they must go through this entire video multiple times to understand in a way that how and what it works, how many components it has. For detailing of those different fields and other things, I will be creating separate videos in which we will discuss in detail about each of the tabs and other things. Here basically I wanted to show you the different components or different segments, parts, types, whatever you call it as, how those master data are made of it, which component comes from where and how, and which has the more priority, which has the lesser priority, and how it reflects. So as part of this video we have seen everything in detail. Let's move further. Now coming to the conclusion of this particular video, remember that master data in FI is very important. If you don't have a GL account, you cannot do F-02 posting. If you don't have a customer, you cannot do F-22 customer invoice. And similar way, all other transactions into different areas like vendor master and asset accounting, you cannot carry out if you do not have a master data. And that is why master data plays a very important role. Now Understanding the master data concepts are essential. In case you create an incomplete asset data or incomplete vendor or customer data, then at the time of posting you will get many errors. Lot of things will not work as it is supposed to work. So in order to avoid such kind of situations, you need to ensure that your master data before you start posting any kind of transaction is complete, accurate and properly updated and approved also if the approval process is in place in the system. Many a times even to create a master data in the SAP system is driven by the approval process. Particularly for the customers and vendors, it is usually followed. So for to do all these things, ensure that you are following the due process and set up those things and then do the testing and then say whether that is working fine or not working fine. Sometimes you will get to make the changes into those master data as well as part of your tickets, because many times business users are not authorized to make changes in the master data. Most of the time they are not authorized to. They just can't go ahead and change it. No, not allowed. It is usually done by the support consultants. So that's it from the master data in SAP FI from GL, AR, AP, assets and business partner of course. Let's move further. If at all you have any query with regard to the master data in SAP Finance, please drop an email to the given mail ID below. Moving further, thank you so much for watching the video all the way till here. Kindly like this video, subscribe this YouTube channel, share the knowledge in your circle and share this video also in your network so that everybody can get benefit out of it. With this, thank you so much for watching all the way till here. I will be creating more videos for different topics going forward. With this, I conclude this video. Thank you so much. Wish you all a great day ahead. Have a good day. Bye bye.